And, you know, in theory, they are the people who should be held accountable, but they are setting that tone.
Did you hear what AOC said? She said the people that are they're coming in to this country, most of them, it's because of climate change.
I didn't hear that one.
It's amazing. It is straight out of South Park.
Gosh.
It's straight out of South Park.
Wow.
Like what?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that's
I'm like
the only
waiting,
reason?
Is there more?
Has the climate changed more than I know? Do you know something I don't know? Like, what are you saying?
Yeah.
What's going on down there?
The best are those clips. I just saw one on Instagram the other day from like 1985 where a newscaster I think it might have even been black and white, and she's saying the climate change scientists tell us that we may only have 10 years before the earth is destroyed. 1992 is going to be the year.
Yeah.
And then whoever made this clip, they juxtaposed her clip with one from Bernie Sanders saying the exact same thing with a different date, you know, how many decades later.
And the problem is when you fearmonger, you distract people from the real issue.
Yes.
Like, what is really going on? Like, how bad are we fucking up the planet? You know, here's one that doesn't get discussed enough. We've killed everything in the ocean. The ocean is depleted. What was the number, Jamie? Like 90% of the big fish are gone?
Yeah.
Some crazy number like that. Because of just imagine how psychotic it is to have a species that goes into another dimension that it's not a resident of and uses nets and just takes everything it can get and catches a bunch of dolphins and shit in there that doesn't want anyway, and they all die.
Exactly.
A new global study concludes that 90% of all large fishes have disappeared from the world's oceans in the past half century, in 50 years. So that's a
90%.
cataclysm. That's a disaster of epic proportion when it comes to like ecology and when it comes to the environment of the world itself. We're killing most because we like sushi. we're killing most of what's in the ocean. It's bananas.
Yeah.
And so that is getting ignored because everyone is talking about fossil fuels. And I wonder how much of this is pushed by foreign countries through social media, because there is a thing that you can do and nudge conversations in a certain way with bots and with fake statistics and with fear mongering.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, China is opening hundreds of new coal power plants. They're doubling down on coal.
Yeah.
And I think through TikTok and through probably Facebook and YouTube and all these different things, and Instagram, I'm sure, there's countless bots that are putting out videos and pushing narratives and find their way into your algorithm, and they affect the way people think about things. And guess what? If you go to Chinese TikTok, it's all academic accomplishments, martial arts demonstrations, science achievements, and you can't go on after 10 p.m.
Right.
And meanwhile, in America, it's dudes with fake eyelashes reading stories to toddlers.
Exactly.
And it's everybody telling you the ocean's going to boil.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's Osama bin Laden's letter to America.
Yeah.
The letter to America thing was wild too, where everybody's like, "Wow, you know, Osama bin Laden had a point."
Oh my gosh, I had a dinner the other night with a family. It was during the holiday of Passover, and this question came up about what would happen if another 9/11 style terrorist attack or some major incident like that came up in our country today. Would it have that same kind of unifying effect that occurred after that attack on 9/11? And when you look at things like that, like the Osama bin Laden letter, and you look at how there is, I mean, there's not an entire generation, but there's a lot of people now who I wouldn't be surprised if they said, well, you know, such an attack was justified and not have that same kind of sense of unity of like, hey, no matter our differences, we got to stand together as Americans. And that should be a serious concern.
It should be a serious concern also when you really take into consideration how many genuinely dumb people there are. And when you have a situation like October 7th in Israel, I saw within days, before Israel did what they did in Palestine, within days, I saw people justifying the attacks on October 7th because of the treatment that Israel has given to the Palestinians. I'm like, hey, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy to say that you think people should be indiscriminately shot and killed and just en masse at a fucking rave, like paratrooping. And you think that's okay because of what Israel's done. But guess what? Those people didn't do that.
Right.
Those people at the rave and those people that are on the border, those are apparently, according to Ari, those are the hippies.
Right.
They're the ones who want to be, they're the ones who don't believe that we should be there.
Don't believe in borders.
Yeah, they don't believe in borders.
Exactly.
They want to be close to the Palestinians. Which
Right. Exactly.
And
that's where, some of the things that they're chanting at that these protesters are chanting at Columbia University and some of the other ones, we hope that October 7th happens 10,000 times over, they say, celebrating Hamas, this Islamist terrorist organization. I don't think we can just dismiss them as just being stupid. You know what I mean? Like, these kids are going to Ivy League schools. They are being absolutely manipulated, and there is a very intentional ideological war that is being waged in this example by these radical Islamist groups like Hamas, and they had planned this. They've been doing this for hundreds of years, and they're using technology and they're using other means to be able to achieve that end.
No doubt. As is Russia, as is China. They've infiltrated universities. The famous Yuri Bezmenov speech from 1984, which is crazy when you hear it today because he called it. He knew it was going to happen, and it's happening, and it's happening from college campuses outward. So the most radical of these ideologies are being promoted on colleges because the kids are the youngest. They don't have jobs and real world experience. They're young. They have ideologies.
Right.
They're a little bit unrealistic, and they're all captured